Hi guys, Don Rice here. Part 2 of weight and balance on my top flight giant scale P47 using a Vanessa jig. And I wanted to show you some of the alignment stuff that's required here. So the jig, as you can see, those two triangles that are formed by the ropes are not equal, and the reason for that is because that bar is not parallel to the wing's spar, and you want it to be, or basically perpendicular to the center line of the fuselage. So what I have to do is lift the fuselage a little bit and tweak on the ropes a little bit in order to get that bar perfectly in line with the wing spar, which is basically where the CG is supposed to be. So essentially, this bar here should be directly above and parallel to the center of gravity. So let me put the camera down here. All right, so what has to be done is tweak that a little bit. That's all there is. That's all it took. Make sure the fuselage isn't touching anything. We want to make sure that the wings are nice and level. Wings are nice and level. The bar is in line with the CG, so the plumb bob's dangling around. And then finally, the last thing we want to do is zero the incidence meter. So, can we actually see that? Alright, so that says 2.5 degrees. And so, simply turning this raises, as you can see, it raises and lowers the airplane. Well, it raises and lowers the nose. And so I will tweak on this a little bit until I get something that looks like 0. Alright, so I'm 0.2 of a degree off, which is way close enough for me. And you can see the plumb bob is kind of pointing to a point that is maybe 1/4 of an inch behind this mark right here. And so what I will do, that means it's a little tail heavy. Not very tail heavy, just a little bit tail heavy. And so what happens is I'll put my battery packs right about where they would end up being when all is said and done. And obviously that changes the CG of the airplane, and you can see here that it changes the it went from 0.2 of a degree to minus 0.9 of a degree, and so the plane's been tilted. I want to re-zero So I've turned the handle, I've re-zeroed, I'm within 1/10 of a degree, and I'll take a look at my plumb bob, and it's pointing almost directly at my CG mark, which is 6 3/8 of an inch behind the leading edge. So that's pretty much it. What I know is that my battery packs, which are here, when I get done mounting them, and I can go ahead and put a hatch over here on this side of the fuselage, and I know that I'm going to be in the ballpark in terms of my CG, and I don't have to be too careful about weight. Adding some weight during the process of mounting this stuff will actually help, because there are things that are still missing from the plane. I don't have my control horns on the tail surfaces, for instance, so the push rods don't have their clevises, and there's still a bunch of paint left. The only purpose for what I'm doing here today is to get an initial weight and balance and make sure that I'm in the ballpark, because one of the things that I was a little concerned with was my cowl came out being, I don't remember, I'm going to say about 1 pound 4 ounces, because of the dummy motor and the baffling that I put in to direct air over the engine. So I was a little concerned that all that extra weight here was going to make the plane nose heavy. I should have known better. It's still going to take all my battery packs up in the front in order to get this thing balanced. But that's it. That's how you use a Vanessa. It takes a little bit of time to get this thing set up, but once it is, it's absolutely, it's the most accurate way I've seen anyway, for determining your actual CG, and you can use this on any size, any weight airplane. So that's it for now. Later.